everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Michelle. I'm a flight attendant for a major US airline based in San Francisco, California. I vlog about my trips and I do my best to take you guys with me. Tonight we are starting a 4-day trip. We are going to my very favorite place. I am so excited. We are going to, you guessed it, true Michelle fans know, we're going to Sydney, Australia, and I'm very happy about it. Okay, so last night I got in from Hong Kong and I stayed in the Bay Area because I did want to pick up another trip, and this morning I was clicking for a trip on our trade boards and a Sydney popped in and I grabbed it really quick and I was so happy that I got it. I have not been to Sydney since December, so it's been a while, and Sydney is my favorite layover. I love Australia and I am just really happy to get this. I have been missing Sydney and I had been wanting one because I just love it. I don't really know what else to tell you. I just love it. We are working the 777-200 this time to Sydney and back. Most of the time, I think we're on the 777-300, but right now our trips to Sydney are on the 777-200. So I am basically the extra. So I don't really know why they made this position, but they did, and I'm happy and I will take it. But that means that I will be in the back helping out on the meal cart. And yeah, usually there's only 5 people on the back on this plane and I will be the 6th. So my check-in is at 9:30 p.m. We depart at 10:45 p.m. and then we land at around 6 a.m. Australia time on Tuesday. It's about a 15-hour flight, so it is quite a long one, and like I said, I will be in the back working in economy, and I don't think we are full in the back. I think we have about like 40 plus, maybe more than that, seats open. So yeah, we'll make it a good one, and I am just excited to get to Australia. So I will talk to y'all when I can. Let's fly. Good morning, friends. We have made it to Sydney. Just got to my hotel. It is, what time is it? 8:34 a.m. Our flight ended up being 15 hours and 8 minutes, and we had a pretty good flight. Honestly, we were pretty actually light in the back. There were a handful of empty seats, more than I had thought. Most people slept the majority of the flight. It was, night flight, and people did have some room to spread out. So a lot of people slept. I ended up getting second break, which I was really actually shocked about. So I got second break, juniored into second break. I'm the most junior on the crew, so no choice in it. But it worked to my favor. I was pretty tired because I hadn't slept much that day and I didn't nap, but it worked out great. I love my crew. They are awesome. There is 11 of us in total, 10 girls, 1 guy, and everyone is great. Yeah, really funny, really kind, good, hardworking crew. I really like them. And everyone just gets along really well. And of course, I am thrilled that I am in Sydney. The weather looks like it's actually gonna be really nice today. It rained a little bit in the morning and I thought it might rain later on today, but as of now, the weather app is showing that it will be clear and like 70 degrees, which sounds like my ideal weather for what I wanna do today. I think I want to go to the fish market for breakfast and get some coffee there. And then from there, we're gonna do a coastal walk. If you know me, if you've watched my Sydney videos, one of my very favorite things to do here is do coastal walks. I don't really know what more I can say. I just think I love walking. If you guys watch my videos, you know I love just to walk around. It's my favorite way to explore a city. But especially Sydney, I think, is one of the most beautiful cities to walk in, and I love just enjoying nature and taking it in here, and it's really one of my favorite layover activities. So my plan for now, it might change, but my plan for now is to redo the Rose Bay to Watson's Bay coastal walk. I tried to do it I did do it a few months ago when was that? December. But it was pouring rain for the majority of the walk. So I told myself I would have to try it again during better weather conditions. And I think today is that day. I think so. So we're just gonna try to make the most out of our layover and just do as much as we can while we have the energy, because I never know when I can get Sydney. Sydney is a very hard trip. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Sydney is a very senior trip. And although I do feel very lucky in the fact that I've gotten to fly a good amount, it's still like a hard trip for me to get, and I just want to enjoy it and do everything I can while I'm here. Okay, to paint the picture of how senior this trip originally was, so the person that is number one in seniority in our crew, so that means that in this current crew, she's the most senior, so out of the 11 of us, she's the most senior. When they first got their line awards, so when everyone bid for their schedules, and nothing had changed yet, no one had traded around or dropped any trips or anything. When they first got their schedules, this girl who's number one now, was number 8 in seniority. So there were 7 people more senior to her. She has been flying since 1982, which means she's been flying for 43 years, and still on this Sydney trip, there were 7 people senior to her. So I feel like that just kind of paints the picture of how senior some of this international flying really goes, if that makes sense. And if that is interesting to you at all, that's what it is. Okay, I gotta figure out what to do now, because as I'm speaking to you right now, it just started raining again. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but it literally just started raining. I have to check the weather to see if it's gonna keep raining, because that would suck. Okay, I am showered, I'm dressed. I have just been hanging out for like an hour. I had to charge my phone. My phone was kind of dying, and then charge my Apple Watch. Everything is just about charged now, so we're gonna head down to the fish market. I'm hungry. I'm gonna get some, I love the fish market. It's one of my favorite places. So I'll get probably some sushi, I'm feeling, but definitely some coffee. And then we will do our little adventure, but let's head out there and get our day started.
I started off my day with some breakfast from the Sydney Fish Market. My biggest tip when going to the fish market is to go early. They have the biggest selection in the morning, and it can get really crowded here around lunchtime till later afternoon, so the best time to come is definitely in the morning. I got some nigiri and a sushi taco, and it was delicious. I called Austin while eating, and it was so nice to catch up with each other during this long stretch of time away. I also got some coffee to go for my walk over to Circular Quay, where I took the ferry to Rose Bay. Rose Bay is a cute suburb of Sydney with lots of little shops, restaurants, and harbor views. I would recommend a visit over if you do have the time. Rose Bay to Watson's Bay is a 7.4 kilometer walk, which is about 4.5 miles. The walk is pretty easy. It is mostly flat, but it does have some steps and a small incline. The trail itself is mostly paved roads or flat dirt pathways. By far, one of the highlights of the walk is the Hermitage Foreshore Reserve, which gives you beautiful views of the Harbor Bridge and Shark Island. If you don't have time to do the whole walk, or if you don't want to, you can just do this section only. It is so beautiful and it's so green. As I told you all in my last vlog, I've been getting into audiobooks recently, so basically for this whole walk, I was listening to the first book in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I've tried to read it multiple times but lost interest, but the audiobook format has been pretty interesting to me. I'm about 89% finished with the first book, and I've heard the second book is even better, so I'm committed to sticking with it this time. My other favorite part of this walk is the Parsley Bay Bridge. The water is just so beautiful here. I continued walking until I reached Watson's Bay, where I hung out and I waited for the next ferry. I've said it before, but I will say it again. I love the ferry system in Sydney. It is such a fun and peaceful way to take public transportation, and I try to use it whenever I'm here. You also get the best views of the Opera House from the ferry, in my opinion. On my way back to the hotel, I walked up George Street and I visited the Nespresso store to restock on some coffee pods and to get a free cup of coffee, of course. And then I went over to Machi Machi to get a matcha boba before heading back to my hotel.
Back in the room. I am so tired. It's 4:07 p.m. So we were out for really all this time, basically just walking the whole entire time, and it was wonderful. I also stopped at the Nespresso store to buy some pods. I've said it before, but Nespresso pods are a lot cheaper outside of the United States for the most part, so I do try to get them when I am out of the country, and Australia is one of my favorite places to get it, as well as some places in Europe too. So I just got 5 pods. I got some new ones to try and then some tried and true favorites for me. And it was like, I think if I was to buy these 5 sleeves of pods in the States, I think it would be $65, and I got them for $37. So that's a lot cheaper. That is awesome. And I am really tired. I think I'm gonna run to the grocery store. I wanna go before I get too tired, just to get a few things for the flight home and some of my favorite Australian groceries. And then I think I'm going to meet my crew. Some of them are meeting up in about 20 minutes for happy hour. I don't think I'll be able to be back in time for that, but I will probably meet them later for dinner. And yeah, just eat dinner with them. And I think that's really it. Probably call it an early night. I am quite tired right now because I didn't nap or anything, but let's go to the grocery store before we crash out. Okay, quick grocery store run complete. I am going to go find my crew and meet them for drinks, dinner. I'm gonna go meet them. I am so tired. It is 6:50 p.m. I had a good time at just meeting some of the ladies in my crew, and it was just nice to chat with them. They're so sweet. We didn't eat like a full dinner. The restaurant was closed downstairs, so I didn't eat anything big, but I think I'm honestly not that hungry, and I do think if I do get hungry, I do have enough from Kohl's that I can kind of pick at. But I'm just really tired, to be honest. I have walked over 13 miles and we are running on pretty little sleep. So I think the plan is just kind of get all my stuff together, pack up as much as I can, shower, and head to bed early. I will show you what I got from the grocery store really quick. Quick little grocery haul. I have a yogurt that I will eat for breakfast tomorrow probably. This is a little juicy drink. I have 2 tangerines, some raspberries. This is some rice that you can microwave. I don't know, I thought this would be nice and convenient and easy for meal prep and travel. Some tea and some banana bread. Good morning, everyone. It is 6:30 a.m. I did actually sleep pretty decently. I feel pretty good. I am going to go out and get in a quick little walk for the 30 minutes that I really have before I want to get back here, eat, and get ready. I have an earlier pickup than usual. Our pickup is at 8:15. Okay, we are about ready for our pickup. It is 8 a.m. Pickup is at 8:15, so we'll head down in just a bit. Man, it was such a good layover. I love Sydney as always. Sydney is just like chef's kiss to me. It is my favorite, and I am so grateful for every time I get to do this trip. It doesn't get old to me. Catch me in 30 years trying to just bid Sydney and fly Sydney all the time. But yeah, I am working a flight back from Sydney to San Francisco, and we are on the 777-200. We should be completely full this flight, and I will be in the back as meal aisle again in economy. It's a shorter flight. It should be about 13 hours and 30 minutes, something like that. And we are going to be, full, getting in around 6:30 a.m., something like that. And I am planning on staying in the Bay Area and picking up another trip. I'm trying to just kind of get in all my trips and do as much flying in this chunk of time as I can. Hopefully it'll be a good flight. It was pretty turbulent coming here, so I'm guessing we might hit some turbulence again leaving. And I will probably be getting first break. Usually first break goes more junior going home. So we'll do that and we'll make it a good flight. I will talk to you all when I can. But yeah, let's fly back to San Francisco. Oh my goodness, we are back in SFO. It is 7:47 a.m. Our flight time was actually a little bit longer than usual. I think like 15 minutes longer than usual. It was a full flight. It was a busy flight, you guys. It was very, very busy. We had a lot of like kids, families, just a lot of people. Daytime flight, everyone was awake, and it was a lot. We also hit some fairly moderate turbulence for about an hour, but it was actually pretty bad. We had like 3 carts fall over, like our beverage cart and a couple of the snack carts. They fell over. We were just strapped into our jump seats. We had a lot of people, I think like 3 kids get sick and vomited. So yeah, there was just a lot going on, but that turbulence was definitely no joke. Glad nobody got hurt or anything. Glad the carts didn't fall on anyone, because yeah, that's kind of scary. But yeah, just your friendly reminder to observe the seatbelt sign, and even if it is not on and you're in your seat, just have your seatbelt fastened, because you never know when you might hit clear air turbulence. And for that one in particular, the pilots didn't know about it ahead of time. It was clear air turbulence, so sometimes it is hard to predict as well. But that is it for now. Another trip to Sydney in the books. Hopefully I will get a good trip for tomorrow, but for now, let's drive back and get some rest. I will talk to you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. You can follow me on Instagram. It's dear_Michelle. You can also follow me on TikTok. I'm trying to post a little bit more there. I will talk to you all in my next video. Bye.